What's up, guys? Hope you're all doing alright. So, I'm on my way home. I actually was supposed to be getting the bus home, but I ended up walking instead. And it's quite a long walk, so I'm bored out my skull and I needed something to do. And I thought I'd talk some boxing. Now, the audio on this might not be very good. This is a phone that for some reason doesn't have a great, doesn't have a great microphone in the camera. I'm not quite sure why, but it doesn't. And there's also a busy road over there. I'll try and distance myself from it a little bit. I'm going to walk through these woods. Yeah, it's pitch black and I'm going to walk through the woods. But anyway, let's talk some boxing, shall we? So, obviously the big news is the World Boxing Super Series. Oleksandr Usyk. You guys probably saw my post-fight video. I was very impressed with Oleksandr Usyk. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I was actually going to do a video earlier today, but I just never got around to it, couldn't find the time, was the absolute insanity I've been hearing from people after this fight, man. I mean, just the dishonesty, man, is fucking sickening. It's sickening, it really is. I mean, can somebody please explain to me, because I'm at a loss for words, can somebody explain to me exactly what it is that Oleksandr Usyk is doing wrong in his career with how he's conducting his career? I mean, within 14 pro fights, the guy has fought on the road pretty much half his career. I mean, his whole title legacy has been all on the road in his opponent's hometowns and shit. The guy is a unified champion. He is going for the knockout in every single fight, and even when he doesn't get the knockout, he's still pushing for it. He's fighting nothing but elite competition. Okay, his last 4 or 5 opponents have all been world-class opponents, alright? Or at least, if you don't want to class Tabaiza Machunu world-class, you at least have to say he's a decent contender. I mean, Tabaiza Machunu did defeat Eddie Chambers, who was coming down from heavyweight, but who was a good fighter. And yeah, he's a credible contender, if nothing else. And that fight was also on the road, and it was a decent first title defense. Usyk has made history, became the quickest man to become cruiserweight champion. I believe he beat Evander Holyfield to get that record. He's a unified champion now. Not only that, but I mean, guys, come on. What exactly is it that Oleksandr Usyk is doing that is displeasing to you guys outside of the ring? And the reason why I'm saying this, and some of you are probably confused as to who I'm talking about. You're probably thinking, who is it that's saying all these things about Usyk? I'm seeing comments all over the place. I'm hearing things be said in hangouts and videos that Usyk's performance was somehow a bad performance. And not only a bad performance, but some people are saying that he looked amateurish, that he has no boxing skills, that he has no head movement, that anybody at the heavyweight division, just based on size alone, will smash this guy, even though people are completely ignoring the fact that guys like Alexander Povetkin are smaller than Oleksandr Usyk in terms of dimensions. Usyk's taller than Povetkin, and I believe he's got a longer reach too. And Povetkin is a very successful heavyweight, former champion. Guys like Carlos Takam, Mike Perez, let me think of some more. Guys like Vyacheslav Glasgow. These guys were all heavyweight contenders at some point. All guys who either fought for titles or fought in eliminators and whatnot. These guys are not exactly big, are they? So, talking about Usyk saying that he won't have a chance at heavyweight based on size, to me is a little bit ridiculous. I really can't wrap my head around it. Basically people saying that as soon as he takes one clean punch off of a heavyweight, he's going to be put to sleep. Guys, Manuel Charr, who is a current WBA heavyweight champion, was brutally knocked out cold by Briedis by one clean punch, one clean uppercut that he landed. He landed shots like that on Usyk every now and then. They didn't land quite as clean, but he was able to connect and wasn't really able to put a dent in Usyk, was he? So I think we can assume that Usyk has a better chin and is a heck of a lot more durable than Manuel Char, who's just won a title at heavyweight against a guy who was a fucking monster, a guy who's huge, a fucking big 6'9" giant in Oleksandr Usyk. Not a great fighter, but a giant. So if we're judging it on size, I would say that you take a fighter like Ustinov or Dimitrenko or a David Price or a Mariusz Wax, you know, some of these real giant heavyweights who don't have much skill, and you put them in the ring with Usyk, they're gonna get schooled. Let's be fucking real, guys. They're gonna get schooled if those fights ever take place. They're getting schooled. Be near a busy road in a minute, so again, I don't know if you'll be able to hear me. I'm looking for a little tunnel right now. Get you guys in a second. But yeah, as I was saying, you put a David Price or a Mariusz Wax in the ring with a fighter like Oleksandr Usyk, you know, let Usyk move up to heavyweight, he's going to school them. Likewise, if you put, you know, probably most heavyweights in the top 30, certainly can't outskill Oleksandr Usyk. Now, I know it seems premature to be talking about all this because the final hasn't yet happened of the World Boxing Super Series, and you know, we've got this Junior Dorticos versus Murat Gassi of Unification coming up soon, and the winner of that fight is a legitimate threat to Usyk, certainly. I mean, you've got two guys there who have one-punch knockout power, two guys there who have proven to be very good athletes, very good boxers. They're both undefeated, both got a good knockout ratio, so that's certainly a dangerous fight. But my point is, if Usyk does go on to win this tournament, which I do think he certainly is able to do, I'm not saying he definitely will, but I'm saying he has the ability to do so. If he goes ahead and does it, then I have to say, guys, that, you know, I would love to see him face off against Anthony Joshua at heavyweight. I don't see why not. I mean, Precise Presenter, I think, mentioned in his video that Carlos Takam was only 6'1", and somehow at 6'1", which is considerably shorter than Anthony Joshua, he was able to elude the knockout punch for so long in that fight, and he never got knocked out. He actually got stopped on cuts, and it was a premature stoppage. So Anthony Joshua had problems landing his most concussive punches on a shorter guy, a guy at 6'1", and Usyk's taller than that. So yeah, guys, I really do think that. Oh, and I forgot to even mention the difference in hand speed, foot speed, stamina, defense, and overall boxing ability between Usyk and Carlos Takam. It's an ambulance here. Yeah, Usyk and Carlos Takam, they're leagues apart in terms of boxing ability. So it doesn't seem beyond the realms of possibility to me that Oleksandr Usyk could, at the very least, provide a challenge. And I think that that's what a lot of people are scared of. And I agree with Precise on that. You know, he says that he thinks that a lot of Anthony Joshua's biggest fans, his biggest supporters like Hatman and whatnot, you know, these guys, they don't want to see Joshua tested. They just want to see Joshua win. And that'll be the reason why they don't want to see this fight. So yeah, I don't know what else to say, guys, but I think that the criticisms of Oleksandr Usyk that I've been hearing, and it's not coming from everyone, it's just coming from certain individuals and, you know, ghost accounts and whatnot, they're saying that he looks shite. A few people commenting on my video saying he looks shit, low place and whatnot. Look, guys, just keep hating, you know, keep criticising, because at the end of the day, boxing is a worldwide sport. More and more fighters are joining the sport from overseas. We've seen with this World Boxing Super Series, it's taking place all over the world. I mean, Latvia, next week it's going to be in Russia. It's already been in America too. There's been a couple of fights there. Obviously the Gassiev Wlodarczyk fight was in America, so was the Kudryashov Dorticos fight. So, you know, boxing is truly becoming a world sport, and I think that that's what a lot of these Western fans are, you know, they just don't want to accept change. They don't want to accept the fact that the sport truly is growing. And Oleksandr Usyk, to me, is a great ambassador for boxing, a great representative of the sport. And I think that what he's doing is fantastic, and I hope he keeps doing it. So I'm rooting for him in this tournament. However, I won't be too sad if one of the other guys wins. I mean, I'd be happy for Dorticos if he wins. Seems like a cool guy and he's a good fighter. I'd be happy for Gassiev too. I mean, Gassiev probably the most exciting stylistically in that tournament. Plus, he beat Denis Lebedev, who is one of the more seasoned champions of the division. So, you know, you can already make a case for him having the best win in this tournament. You know, that's obviously debatable. I mean, Marco Huck did beat Denis Lebedev officially, although pretty much everybody thought that Lebedev won that fight. So, you know, Usyk's victory over Marco Huck may be considered a more impressive achievement than Gassiev's, if we're just comparing who has the best singular win. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this anyway. I'm going to turn this off now. I don't know how much memory I've got on this thing. Don't know if this video will turn out any good. Let me know what you guys think anyway, and cheers for watching.